Okay, so the video you're about to watch is going to be a sales call recording of a $75,000 contract deal. Now, on the pitch itself, you'll hear there's three decision makers, and I pitched them anywhere from 5K, 15K a month, or 25K a month. They then spoke to their CMO, the chief marketing officer within the business, and they decided to go with the 75K contract with the 25% discount that I offered for urgency. The second day of connecting with them for the follow up with the CMO, I said to them, listen, if you guys move forward this week, I'll offer 25% off. I never do this, but I will only do it this week. Let me know if you'd be taking the offer. And I told them the best types of clients are the ones that move forward with me fast. If you're that, I'd love to work with you. I'm excited. That's literally word for word what I said in an email. The email I sent after was very informal as well. I just wrote the word call with no capital letter in the subject heading and hey gents as the opener, because I don't need to act professional to get people respecting me as a business owner, and it's my edge. My edge is I don't sound like all the classic corporate bullshit. And you'll see in this call, most people would absolutely shit themselves and run the other direction if three decision makers joined the call wanting to spend that level of money with you. I honestly didn't care either way whether they did or did not. I just gave them the pitch and left it in their hands. Anyway, enjoy the call. I really hope you take some value from it. If you have questions, the Instagram is linked below. You can obviously send me a quick message on there and enjoy. I think we've got a couple of the guys in the invite. Is it just yourself joining today or anyone else?
No, I invited the guy that I have running sales in the U.S. for me, and one of the associate directors as well.
Cool, got it. And should we wait on them or they're actually coming
We don't
through
need to
right
wait.
now?
No, we don't need to wait if they're not.
Here we go. We got Zach coming through anyway.
Yeah,
There he is, the man himself. How you doing, Zach?
So, man, how are you?
Yeah, good, my friend. All good. Thanks for jumping straight in. But yeah, cool guys. I mean, we can just jump straight in. I mean, generally, I just keep like a bit of a conversation, and it's more to see like, are we a decent fit? Have you got what you're looking for? Have you got what we're looking for? And then we'll just go from there, pretty much. And then, yeah, I guess overall, what exactly caught you guys' interest, and is there something specific you're looking for a bit of help with?
Yeah. So the biggest thing for me that caught my attention was the opportunity to generate more qualified leads. We generate, somewhere around 3,000 and 4,000 leads a month. We spend around $50,000 between Meta, LinkedIn, and TikTok. It's all a consumer-driven motion. But one of the biggest issues I have right now is our ability to connect with leads. So we're looking for more SQLs right now. I don't know, 75 to 80% of our leads don't answer the phone, which is a big problem that we run into. The ones that do answer the phone, once we get them qualified, it's like a 12% conversion. And the other piece to that is we need well-qualified buyers. So we use private financing in most cases. So we get a lot of students that are, on the lower end of the credit model. And so as a result, our finance partner, does not offer them favorable terms. So number one, it's generating more leads. Number two, it's generating more qualified leads. And number three, it's generating more well-qualified buyers.
Sure. Fantastic. Brett, good to see you, my friend. Welcome. Perfect. Okay. You've kind of nailed the one thing that we can solve, which we're very good at. If it's anything else, we can't help you. But this in particular thing, there's a couple of things we'll talk about today. One is, how do you find those right type of people that are qualified? Because it's so easy and quite misleading for people to look qualified on paper, but then the real qualifying factor is, are they going to pick up? Is the pick and break good? And is conversions high? And not even just conversions, are they the right type of people converting that are ideal customer fits? So yeah, common issue. Generally, it's just down to the targeting of the ads. You could have great ads in great places, spending lots of money, but if the targeting's slightly off, or you're attracting the wrong type of people with the psychology of the ads, you can go down the wrong sort of path quite quickly. So yeah, for sure, we can definitely help with that. Now, I guess my first question to you guys is, who would you say is exactly the type of person you're looking to get in front of? ICP, and I'll make a little note in here.
Yeah, so I think the ideal customer profile is definitely an individual that either is looking to learn about AI for the first time, or has a base understanding of AI and wants to enhance their knowledge of the subject, or data analytics, and is looking to either open their horizons into a new skill, data analytics or AI or cloud engineering, or looking to upskill. Maybe they leverage the basis of the tools, but they want to learn more about it. So to give you an example, we have two real hero programs. We've got a lot of courses, but the two programs that generate the most revenue, one is a Tech Master in Data Analytics, which is a 0 to hero kind of program. You don't need any background information in data analytics, and it teaches you how to leverage tools like Excel and Python to identify data, visualize data, and then using that data visualization to help business decision makers make those kind of decisions based on data. So it's an entirely data focused program. The other is our AI and ML engineering program, which takes folks with a base understanding of Python and teach them more enhanced skills to create and deploy their own AI models into the market.
Good. Perfect. And this is the whole US as well?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Whole US. I also have, I have a team in India, a team in Portugal. So, we have a global aspect to it as well. The project starts in the US, but if it works in the US, definitely some interest for me in, leveraging the opportunity in India for sure, and potentially the UK and Europe.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because this brand, we specialize in the US. We have an unbelievable amount of data and like season pixels, custom ad sets we've already got ready. But then if you did need to go global, we already have a UK brand, a Europe brand, and all this other stuff. So yeah, we can help with all that. That's actually perfect. Okay, cool. And I'm just trying to figure out, there's only a couple things I need to know, which is I'm a little worried about the pickup rate you already have. I want to try and make sure we don't repeat the same problem. Do you have any idea what might be causing that? Or maybe my second question is, how are you qualifying leads when they come through the funnel?
Yeah, so currently in terms of qualification, for me, a qualified lead is essentially at this point anyone who answers the phone and talks to us and doesn't say they're not interested. That the biggest problem we have, and I cannot overstate it enough, is getting them to actually answer the phone. The driving force behind our engagement is phone calls, right? Is that the right model? I don't know, but that's the model we have right now. We send text messages. So like, I'll give you an idea. Let's say a person's on LinkedIn, they're scrolling through, they see our ad, they submit their information. Cool. LinkedIn or a TikTok lead comes into HubSpot. We send out an instant text message from the advisor that gets assigned to the lead that says, hey, I'm going to call you. Advisor calls. 8 out of 10 times that goes nowhere. We don't actually connect. For the students, some of them we connect with and they're like, oh, I was just browsing at night, or I'm not interested, or I was looking for something for free. So those are folks who wouldn't qualify. But anyone who will engage with my team, even if they set an appointment, is someone I'm considering a qualified lead at this point, someone that we can just have a conversation with. And then at that point, the team is talking to them. We have a lot of options, if they, submit interest in, our Tech Master in AI and ML engineering, but let's say they're just looking for a basic AI program, we'll sell them on prompt engineering or generative AI essentials, something along those lines. We'll find a way to create a sale by cross-selling some of our other courses. But like I said, once we get them on the phone, for the ones that are converting, we do get into that low qualified buyer. Their credit scores are very low, which causes issues with our finance partner, which drags out the financing process and slows the cash churn.
Cool. Okay, got it. I've got a couple things you can implement like from the get-go. I've got a really good friend of mine, and he owns a company called BlueSend. What they're capable of doing right now, what you'll find is there's two reasons you get bad pickup rate. It's the quality of the lead and actual the sales process.
Sure.
So with Apple phones in particular, and also Android, to be fair, when you're calling, there's natural like really high spam filters now. People don't even see the phone call. Sometimes it comes up with spam warning, especially if the sales team are doing lots of dials per day, it can block it. The same with the text messages. There's a company called BlueSend. I recommend you jump on a quick call with these guys. Fantastic at what they do. What it does, it can plug into the CRM you mentioned before. It looks like it's coming from a mobile phone like an iPhone. It genuinely looks like an iMessage. You can send it. I don't use iPhone, but I think you can send like special effects in the text. Pickup rate is fantastic. Send a text 30 seconds before you call, then dial. pickup rate will instantly improve. And then the second one will do, I'll talk about this now in a second, is something called intent-based targeting, going after people with higher intent. So to be honest, 2 easy fixes, so we can definitely talk about that. How would you guys fancy if I go into, because I'm pretty sure I've kind of nailed where we're at and what the issue is going to be, and I think I've got a good solution for it. Do you mind if I maybe share the screen and give you a bit of a pitch?
Yeah, no, totally. That'd be great. Yeah, that's absolutely why we're here.
Good. Right, let me pull up this. I deliberately don't do like fancy presentations or anything because it's really just down to the strategy that we use that's the most valuable. Now,
Sure.
we already know a couple of things you guys can implement with or without us, right? The Blue Send's fantastic. And obviously going after higher intent types of people, but how do you do that, right? How do you get better intent quality leads? That's kind of like solving the problem at the source. It's really simple. You have to use multiple traffic sources. But the problem is if you're doing them separately, like we run Meta ads on this ad spend, we run Google ads on this ad spend, the data is separate. Now, imagine you had every single channel that there is plugged into one source in the middle. This is your sales engine, your ads, your everything's plugged into this. Google ads, Meta ads, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And on top of that, other things like organic posting, search engine optimization, email marketing, like pretty much every single source you can think of. The amount of sheer data that you get every day from all those sources means you optimize and get the best results far, far quicker. But here's the main advantage, right? We will plug you into all of those channels, and then automatically every day, what it's designed to do is it only allocates and spends the budget where it generally expects results to come from. And I'm not talking about just leads or clicks. We look for a certain type of lead that we call conversion leads. And it is actually something you can train Meta and Google to do to get you people that are of higher intent and most likely to convert in the sales process. And we can train them, Meta and Google and LinkedIn, what that even means. We've already done it for a truckload of other clients in the past, right? So we've done this 7 years in a stupid amount of industries. And the nice thing there is every single person has used the same system, meaning we've been able to collect data on which ad produced what lead and did it convert into a sale. So we already have all this data we can plug straight into the algorithm, and it's pre-learned based on all that history, who to go after and who to avoid. Now, when we come to work with you, for example, you're going to tell me, Jack, this is the type of person who usually converts. It could be anything, male, female percentage, age ranges, demographics, areas, whatever it is, right? It's useful because it helps it point it in the right direction.
Okay.
So by using multiple sources, it's more efficient, you use the budget in a better way, and then also you get better consistency because no matter what, even if Google ads underperforms 1 week or Meta ads does the next, we can just reposition where the budget is going. So it's a totally different system. It isn't going to be in your ad accounts because we just simply wouldn't be able to do it. It would be like a separate system from what you guys are currently doing.
Okay.
And you can just split test us versus what you're doing. Now that's a first bit. The second bit, I generally don't tell a lot of people, but I think you guys are quite literate when it comes to advertising. I think you've got a solid understanding of how it works. So what we do here is quite clever. It's almost like poaching leads from competitors, and it's basically retargeting. Imagine there's someone in your space who's spending again, pretty heavy budget on ads. They would actually be doing quite a big favor because what we let them do is find people that are reactive to their ad. And what I mean is they click on their profile, or maybe they look at some comments on it, or they watch it for a certain number of seconds longer than everyone else. That is an initial indicator of intent. So we're very data-driven. We look for that first, then we target them with our advert. When we know there's some form of intent, we say, okay, that's worth spending money on. And we test them a bit. We retarget aggressively on, Google. Then they go home, they might pull up Instagram, they see us there. And what it does is very clever. The subconscious brain makes more decisions than the conscious brain does. If they keep seeing us over and over again, it starts to sink in so that when they actually do consciously look at the advert, they are statistically way more likely to click through and then also take further actions of potentially buying. So that's the 2 big things I wanted to go through there.
Sure.
Before I go into the next little stage of their journey, anybody got any questions with that or anything you want a little bit more detail on?
No, that makes sense so far. Brett,
Sweet.
Zach, you guys have any questions?
No? Okay, perfect.
I'm good.
Next bit's really easy. These are the bits most people understand. is we would go ahead and funnel the traffic through to the landing page.
Sure.
And ask obviously some qualifying questions. Everyone thinks that that's the way to qualify a lead because they call it lead qualification. But to be honest with you, any dummy can fill out a form. A signal of intent is through the way they've behaved when they see the advert and behave in the funnel as well, versus what questions they answer. So our main way of getting good quality leads is through the targeting, who we show it to. The second way of getting good quality is through the questions we ask. The idea is on the other side, like if we get them jumping through so many hoops and they are so highly targeted, like people don't generally spend all that time and effort for fun, or at least you'd hope. And then on the other side, if they don't answer the phone to you, there's something seriously wrong. But if you do stuff like blue send and multiple touch points, it's easy. It's game over. You'll get them through straight away. Now, that's the actual process of us generating it. Last bit you want to need, there's a few other stuff I can talk through, but to cut through the fluffing and give you the real solid stuff that matters. The next bit here is, we call it the command center. It's very dramatic. All it is, it's really straightforward. I'll pop it up on the big screen. You'll see your lead stored in here, and it's mainly like, you guys want to track our progress, right? You're busy, you just want to have a look. What are these guys doing? How are they spending the budget? Which platforms? Is it trending upwards? Are we seeing progress? This is basically how to do that. You also have a direct line of contact through our support team. You'd be allocated a team within the business that is constantly monitoring the campaign for any changes. You have direct chat to them. It's like a chat. You just talk to them straight away, rather than like some really slow email support ticket that no one needs, right? So the second use of this system, which for you guys is good, right? If there's a high ticket sale in particular, or even low ticket or mid ticket, we want to know about it still, but especially high ticket, you can go in and actually mark these leads as sold. Okay. And it's so useful because every time you do it, it's re-optimizing and training the algorithm for what we need, which is the end product, which is the sale.
Is that a manual process, or can it integrate with the CRM?
We can integrate with CRMs. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's also quite easy to do. Cool, fantastic. So that would be the, that's our pitch, the way we actually go about generating and going through that process. I can give you guys an idea on investment levels, and actually I've prepared already some numbers for what I would predict to be the outcome of campaigns.
That'd be great.
So we can whiz through that, but any questions at all with all of that information, or is everyone on board?
I got a quick question, Jack.
Oh, yeah, you go.
So you had mentioned anybody can go and fill out a lead, whatnot. Any dummy can do that, but you talked about behaviors that you guys identify. What are those behaviors?
Yes. Fantastic question. Love that. So there's actually a couple. The biggest predictor is through how they behave before they even clicked on the advert. So for example, how many seconds they're looking at the ad. Is that increasing in intent as we retarget them with more and more adverts, or decreasing or staying the same? Are they researching? Are they clicking on our profile banner? Are they, let's say, what's another very high intent action? Sharing is also a very high intent action. Sharing it potentially to a partner, or saving it. That's another high intent action we look for. And then the next one is when they're in the funnel, how many seconds they're on that landing page for. How quickly they went through it. Did they just open it up, fill out the form, half-arse it, and just whiz through? Or did they spend a bit of time reading through the information first? Little things like that.
Got it. Is there a specific time frame that you guys look at with those behaviors, with clicking on a link, or how often they share? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's super interesting. It varies so much industry to industry. And I mean, we already have the data, like all that data set. It's already prepared in the back end. We're in 116 sectors, of which this is one we've already got experience within. Right now, total client base is about 4,000. I don't know how much percentage of that would be in this space, but we already have a lot of data on how many seconds means what. For example, 8 seconds watch time means this level of intent. And we mark the lead. Let me show you. I have to be careful when I show you for obvious reasons. How can I show you this without? I'll just have to read it out instead. Basically,
anything right now, so.
Oh, for sure. Well, here's the thing, right? For you guys, when you came through our funnel, we marked you as a 50 out of 100, or a grade C appointment based on intent. And to be honest with you, the most likely reason is we get a lot of guys that whiz through the funnel. They put in a high budget, and really they're just whizzing through the funnel. So it marks you down a little bit. the thing that raised your score up, anything above 45 is solid, is a great lead for us. The reason that it raised your score up is because of the depth you went into some of the form answers, and also I can see which advert you guys have come from, and generally the advert you came from produces higher intent leads. So we already use it ourselves, like a tracking system. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Absolutely.
So my question would be, so you mentioned you're in a lot of different sectors. You know, as we kind of progress here, do you have a couple case studies you could show me of, you know, organizations you've worked with specific in the ed tech sector that, you know, they don't have to do exactly what we do, but I'm curious, like, how have you worked with other education-based organizations in the past, and what kind of results have you generated for those kinds of organizations?
Yeah, for sure. I can actually check and get an idea on like metrics and cost per leads. I already prepared some as well before. In terms of sharing, what's the thing people always ask for? Oh yeah, in terms of sharing like a company example with like, you can see who they are and this and that. We just can't do that anymore with the size we're at. But I can get numbers up, so hold tight.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not as interested in the specific company, but just curious about the sector at large.
No stress at all. Let me look at this. I'll just do a sector average right now, like a snapshot. And I will give you, I like to give people kind of a best case, average, and also worst case scenario. So let me just do that real quick.
Sure.
I think it's better to have the full picture, you know, because like, let me again set expectations in a good way. It could go either way. It could go, you know, your first month could be fantastic. Your first month could be average, or it could be slightly below our average mark. But either way, we've designed it in a way where, regardless of what happens, the ROI is inevitable with the way we have it set up. Oh, here we go. Fantastic.
Yeah, the trend is important for me.
Yeah.
I'm worried less about the short-term game versus the long-term potential.
Definitely. All right, I got this for you right now. So in terms of cost per qualified lead, the range is this. Below average would be a $55.72, $55.72, the cost per qualified lead. Then a average would be $41.46, $41.46. And a great would be $31. So that would be the average range.
And that's
there.
a sales qualified lead or a marketing qualified lead?
Correct. Sales qualified lead. Yeah. Good. Cool. So that's a little example. In terms of the investment for you guys as well, I also prepared, I've got 3 different options I can give you, because to be honest, like a lot of companies try and sell you on the most expensive option, and I'm not really for that, because I think, I mean, you'll get there if you like the service, you'll spend more, so I'm not even really that bothered. So I've prepared these 3, and I'll explain what all the numbers mean, guys. Basically, we work on a flat monthly cost, and it has everything in it. You don't have extra ad spend. Now, this is the bit you're going to think in your head, well, how the hell is that even possible? I'm always used to sticking in $100 a day ad spend, $500 a day ad spend, whatever it is. We don't need to do that because of the efficiency of our system, because of the data we have. We are able to allocate that budget dynamically, constantly changing to get the best results possible. So we could start this out. Here's the lowest option, would be $5,000 a month. Option above is 15K. Option above that is 25K a month. Now, here's what would happen the more you spend. My predictions here are, if you spent $5,000 a month, in the next 3 months total, it expects between 200 to 255 qualified leads. And the guaranteed number is a minimum of 150. Or as a business, we will literally pay for this for you and work for free until that's been achieved. Then with 15,000, we predict between 500 and 700 in the next 3 months total. The guarantee is a minimum of 450. Or again, we'll do the same. And then you can see there with 25K, it's 1,000 to 2,000, and the guarantee is 950. So you'll see that I think the volume is a little bit lower than what you guys are currently getting, if I can remember correctly, but that's deliberate. I'm not here to give you volume, I'm here to give you quality. So yeah, that's actually pretty realistic expectations for you guys.
Is that 25,000 in addition to the lead spend, or just?
No, this is the strange bit about our model that a lot of people like. That is it. That is everything.
And talk me through like what does the reporting look like? You know, what kind of insights are we? Because I know you said most of this is all going through your command center, whereas normally we would have it going through each individual platform, but you're mentioning like you have this command center. So talk me through like what the reporting looks like.
Exactly. So the actual command center itself, let me see which screen I'm on. Here we go. Cool. It basically gives you a snapshot. So it's going to give you an idea on lead flow. You can obviously calculate the cost per qualified lead. We can provide custom campaign reports as well through there. But to be honest with you, we're designed in a way where we want to make this as little effort to you as physically possible. So what our team, to give you an idea behind the scenes, we have a morning, afternoon, and evening check that's done. This is constantly monitored by humans physically and also automations. So we make sure that all the metrics are within parameters, and if not, there's instantly an alert and we will make any changes or adjustments required. Instead of the kind of like set and forget culture you get a lot in marketing where people let it go and hope it works. So you can get enough data through that portal, and then on top of it, we can integrate to your CRMs or anything else you need, as long as it's compatible with basic integration software like Zapier or something similar.
We use Zapier right now, but you know, obviously our CRM is HubSpot. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like it's aligned with what I'm looking for. What kind of contract? Is it a 3-month minimum contract? Is that, you know, talk me through the contract.
Question. Good question. Yeah. So it's just throughout the guarantee period. So initially 3 months, then it's monthly rolling. No one really does monthly rolling. I think pretty much everyone either does 6 or 12 months after that, but it's up to you. It's whatever you want to do. So it's initially 3 months while you're protected by the guarantee, and then month to month.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's Brett, Zach, do you guys have any other questions before I go on?
You're fine.
Okay. So just to kind of give you some idea what the next step for me is, you know, I'd like to bring in our chief marketing officer, and you know, her and I make the decision jointly, but I had the conversation first because she's in the UK.
Cool.
So we'll wait for her. But I usually jump in first. Yeah, but we're definitely looking to move quickly. Tell me about the ramp time. You know, how long does it take you guys to get going from, you know, let's say we started this next week, which is holiday week. Maybe we started, you know, 1st of December. Like how long does it take you guys to kind of ramp up and start working through getting leads into the hands of my advisors?
For sure. So we generally take around 7 working days to get it all built and live. During that time frame, we allocate you a campaigns team, and we sit there and we focus fully on it during that time frame, because the idea and the mentality we have behind this is we'd rather not launch it with a mistake, because mistakes cost time. We have to make revisions. We want to get it fully correct before it goes live. So we take 7 days. We jump on a good couple or even a few calls with you guys just as we go along, as the drafts and the designs are being prepared, to make sure that everyone's aligned. Obviously, the brand messaging's aligned, everything else. And then once we've got your final approval, we switch it on and we go live. In the first 2 weeks, again, I really want to give you like almost worst case scenario expectations. It's going to be a little choppy, bit up and down with volume and quality. After that, I'd say especially 3rd and 4th week, that's where the money's made. Volume and quality is going to nicely pick up and take off. And that's when you'll start to see metrics fall into ranges you want them to be in.
And do you guys handle the, you know, the creative design and all of that jazz, or, you know, is that an added cost? You know?
No, we've got a full content team. The same guys that make all of our adverts will be involved in making yours. So, yeah, we'll handle all that.
I noticed you mentioned the platforms you work. Do you work with TikTok as well? Is that a platform you guys can work with? You do. Okay.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And then I'm trying to channel her right now to ask all the questions that she's going to ask.
Yeah.
Her and I have done enough of these together where I feel pretty confident. I know where her head is usually.
Sure.
But yeah, I think those are the toughest questions. I think the next step for me is to bring her in and, you know, to kind of give her an overview. If you could provide some of the, you know, some specific case study information for her, just craft a presentation specific to our organization. It's something she'd want to see. But it definitely sounds like something that I'm interested in moving forward with. Especially the time frame of it all. The time frame is important to me because I want to have this in motion before New Year's. You know, I'm looking to run a New Year campaign.
Sure.
And you know, we have an internal marketing team that, you know, that she manages, but you know, they're very India focused, and I'm looking for more US focus right now, to try and generate some more of those qualified leads. What kind of support does your team typically offer in terms, like how often would we meet? You know, what kind of information do you need from my crew? And that kind of thing.
Sure. So it's designed to be as efficient as possible. The actual command center itself it's like a direct line of communication between us and yourself. And then on top of that as well, the feedback you give us in there, we see live in real time. You can also request a call with us directly through there, and we just jump on a quick call with you, like we are right now. We jump on a quick call. We say, right, how's things going? Are we progressing in the right direction? Or if you guys have any tweaks or changes that need to be made, we can just jump on a call and help out, get it all sorted nice and quickly. So it's very efficient the way we do communication. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'd like to book another call and get her involved here. You know, this looks exactly like what we're looking for, especially if you guys have some experience in the sector that you can reference. It's one of the biggest things she's going to want to know.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, I think you know, definitely if you have some numbers compared against like some of the things we've got in the space right now, I think that's important for her. But you know, the numbers make sense to me. You know, frankly, I would prefer more qualified leads versus more leads. You know, I think one of the struggle points we have right now is we're generating all these leads every month, but you know, I'd rather have a more efficient team calling more qualified leads versus having them chase after 2,000 or 3,000 folks, of which only 500 are going to answer the phone.
Yeah, it's exactly what we do. I mean, we went away from the model of having high volume, lots of appointments in the calendar, and for example, like let's see, today I took 1, 2, and this will be my 3rd appointment, and that's it. And that's all we need to take now. We used to maybe sit 10 a day. We don't need to do that. I mean, the revenue cash collected month 1 is still exactly the same, and we've more than half the calls. So we always say this to clients, especially later on. We try and get you guys to the point where we're looking at metrics like energy per dollar made. So that's sort of where you want to get to. 100%, it's possible with the right system.
Okay. And you said Blue Send was that that group you guys partner with?
Yeah. I'll send you it. Do you want me to just give you a quick text or an email? I'll send you a proposal after. I'll stick it in the email with these guys. Definitely book a call with them. They're not very expensive at all, and to be honest with you, it's a fantastic tool that not a lot of companies even know about. So it's it's real great.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you want to send that my way too, that'd be fantastic. And for the lead transfer, do you guys, and you mentioned you work with HubSpot, right? So we could just, the leads could just flow right into our system.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, perfect.
Nice.
Awesome, guys. Do you have any questions?
Nope. Yeah, go ahead. Good. Perfect. I'll CC everyone in as well, just so we can get a little line of communication in there. And then once you've got the schedule lined up, we'll jump on a second call and we will go from there.
Sounds good. I appreciate your time.
Awesome. Absolutely. Good meeting everyone. And I guess I'll be seeing you soon.
Sounds good. Have a good one,
Jack.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.